when you watch this game, yes, a ton of this is on Dak because it's still about decision making.
Right.
It's still about putting the football in the right position. But he wasn't put in positions to succeed, if you ask me. And once we get Tony Pollard injured and he's in the locker room, you got to do something different.
Yeah.
And I believe Dak Prescott needed to be different as well. But where was Kellen Moore? Where was the adjustments to find a way to get easy plays? Because it wasn't out there, Dan.
Hold on. Like, I feel like you guys are trying to heap all this on Kellen, or the majority of it.
No.
I can tell you straight up.
The show didn't start with Kellen Moore. But what happens is we continue to say these things, and we always look at the offensive coordinators or the head coaches that call plays, and we give them all of this praise, right? There isn't a quarterback that plays for San Francisco where we don't talk about Kellen Moore.
Sure.
And now we see Brian Daboll go to New York, and we give him so much positive praise about what's going on with Daniel Jones. Well, what about when we know a player is one thing and he's no longer that thing? Yes, obviously we have to speak about him, but when does the coach become accountable to helping him out of those things?
Well, we can't in one mouth say, or out of one mouth, say, well, this is the number one offense in the NFL. Since Dak's come back to hang 30-plus on everybody and all these explosive plays. And then the same thing say, well, Kellen didn't do enough. I can tell you this. Watching that game, I got 6 plays where I sit there and I go, man, that's big time by Brock Purdy. Like, Brock Purdy, trust what he's – I don't have a single play from Dak Prescott that I sat there and go, good play.
Yeah.
So it can't all be on. There's missed. Go to the drive.
Daniel, nobody's saying it's all on Kellen Moore. But we're saying is he's a part of it.
Here's what I will say.
I know he's your friend, and we know how you treat friends.
I will make you happy. Dan, you ready? I'll say it. The Dallas Cowboys lost, and their season is over last night because their quarterback played terribly in a huge game.
Absolutely.
Done. That's the end of the sentence.
Absolutely.
A lot of other things happened last night, but that's the primary one. And Rex, one of the things we talked about, I spent all week here talking about it, was that they finally used him, his athleticism last week against Tampa. They used him getting out of the pocket. They used him moving around. They used him running the ball. He had a season-high 7. Where the heck was that last night?
Grinny, that's what confused me.
Maybe he doesn't want to do it.
Well, I don't care what he wants to do.
But
I don't give a damn. I don't want to see him throwing interceptions.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm like you, Grinny, I was looking for more of that. Look, this defense that they played is outstanding. It's also the same defense gave up 500 yards to the Raiders.
Yeah, Jarrett
So
Stidham.
tell me, you can't say there's no plays to be had. There is too. Do you not watch tape? I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
So Dan, help Ryan out. This is what I think what RC is asking. How did Dak Prescott go from someone who the thing that we primarily praised about him was his pre-snap recognition and all his decision-making to someone you just showed a tape of him, hitch, throw a bad pick.
Yeah.
Things that you are telling me and all of us are elementary quarterback mistakes. How does that happen?
I think it's a number of things. Number one, he becomes too consumed with CeeDee Lamb. He believes that CeeDee Lamb is the only playmaker that he has. There's definitely a press of, I have to go be perfect. I want to touch on the lack of movement, right? There are some quarterbacks that just don't want that. They don't want to there's 2 things the Cowboys offense doesn't do. They don't motion a ton, and they don't move bootleg, play action a ton. Some quarterbacks sit there and say, I just want to see the picture pre-snap. Just let Joe Burrow's like that.
Right.
The Bengals don't do a lot of movement with Joe because Joe wants to see the whole picture.
And Joe has monsters on the outside.
I agree with you, but there's some quarterbacks that sit there and go, I don't want my back to be turned to the defense. I don't want the motion to go across because then it's going to change what the coverage might be or change what the protection rules might be. I know they used to do it. They don't do it as much anymore. I can't tell you exactly the reason why, but some quarterbacks just don't like doing it.
But that's my point is, this was who he was.
I agree.
Look, and it's the same thing when I see Russell Wilson's play decline. Russell used to move. Now he's not. Why? To me, it's like, Dak, he's a young guy.
Yes, Russell's a lot older.
And we saw last week, you mentioned it, Grinny, 7 times he got on the move. It was frustrating to me as a fan, and I picked Dallas. I thought they'd win that game.
RC, why are you?
Man, because 50 Cent once said about people that make albums for themselves, keep them at your house. right? We don't make albums for ourselves. And quarterbacks don't make decisions based on themselves. I don't care what you want to do. I don't care what you like to do. If you're Dak Prescott, and we know as the person is pristine. The person wants to win. If you have a conversation and you say, Dak, this is the way that you can play better, this is the way that our offense operates better, then let's do it. Let's put on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers film and say, these are the things that worked well, and here is why they worked.
Right.
And let's do some of those things. When you look at this game plan, now I'm not just putting it on Kellen Moore. If Dak Prescott didn't want those things, Dak Prescott is wrong. If Dak Prescott doesn't understand that sitting in the pocket and diagnosing defense, anticipating, and executing is not what you've done well this year, then you're wrong.
I agree.
And being that wrong is why you're at your house, because the things that you had been asked to do since returning from injury, you weren't good at. It doesn't matter how many explosive plays you can create if you continue to put your defense and your team in bad situations because of decision making.
Right.
And the reason, and I agree with you, and I agree with you with this, and it's not Kellen Moore, the reason that these two evenly matched teams and have played a game where one is home and one is not, it's because one quarterback out-executed the other, and that quarterback was Mr. Irrelevant.
And that's the reality for Dak and the Cowboys is Dak had become this fourth-round pick that was the starting quarterback, and then he earned his contract because he was consistently good. Every week. And I remember Dominique Foxworth said it. Dom said something like, don't get bored or don't take for granted how consistent Dak is. But when you lose the consistency, he doesn't have special makeup plays.
100%.
You know,
like
where Josh Allen has that. Right. Josh is going to have some plays you go, what the heck, Josh? But then he's got 3 or 4 plays you go, oh my goodness, you're the only person on the planet that can make that. Dak doesn't have that to his game, so he's got to find a way, and the Cowboys have to find a way to get him back to that boring consistency.
All right. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.